Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hopefully, everybody's having a great week. Remember, tomorrow is Friday, so is the day that you finish working, you enjoy your family, your friends, and everything else that you have in life. So, today's topic is Nothing Beats the Blast, brought to you by Arena for Number Manifestation Coach. And we would love to hear everything about the topic, how you found it, how you got started. And of course, with us is always Kara Jean, our executive coach. We're missing Bruno today due to the hour change in our schedules, but we look forward to seeing Bruno soon. So, Bruno, if you're watching this and the pre recorded one, nice to see you soon. It was my fault. So, I should have said something on the chat. Anyways, guys, welcome. Irina, the floor is yours.
Woohoo! Thursday, everybody. And this is how the topic just showed up for me. So I'm in the kitchen sitting, eating my lunch, and I'm just thinking, what would be a good topic today for our podcast, right? Because we haven't talked about it. And I was like, let me just look around. And my eyes just saw that bag of goldfish that my son eats. And I read there, it says, nothing beats the blast. And I'm like, whoo, what's a great topic? Because you know what, it just popped to me. To me, it was just popped sound, and I figured it just like my personality, right? Because now we are gonna dive deeper into what does that phrase actually mean to you. Because when it comes to me, it was like about you are the blast yourself. You can make that blast. You do not have to depend on anybody or on anything. You just make every moment of your life the blast. Kara, what do you think about it?
I'm over here dancing to the music. Every moment of my life, I do make a blast. Yeah. I would immediately, right, here we go. What immediately stands out to me, I just got sent an article by one of my clients because something came up in our session. And she's like, oh, I just saw a thing on that. And it was about taking advantage of the everyday, right? Like the littlest things. And it got me thinking. So if you stop for 1 second and see something that makes you smile. That my mother-in-law has a world's greatest mother. The card is like this big, guys. It's massive.
Nice.
A reminder.
I love it. So I look up and it makes you smile. If all you do is find one reason to do that every day, at the end of the year, that's 365 moments of happiness. If you do that twice, if you do that 3 times a day, that's thousands of moments of happiness. What a blast.
Totally. I love it. Johnny, how about you?
Well, to pick up where Kara started, I have one of my closest friends that unfortunately she's in Colombia living her own little dream. Her dream was to go to Colombia for 2 months and forget about work, forget about everything, and she's doing it. And I love her for that. So, Nati, if you're watching this, love you here from the US. And she did something towards the end of the year that actually got me thinking. And I'll explain why in a second. But what she did is very simple. She created this little jar that has a lid, and every day she puts inside the jar a reason why she was happy that day. So at the end of the year, next year, she wants to go ahead and read all those 365 happy thoughts.
Moments of happiness. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So ways of being thankful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And again, it's just to prove the point that we all can do something, right? We all can figure out. And it's all about creativity factor, right? So it's all about just let's figure out what makes us happy and let's do it.
Yes.
So, like for me, I love dancing. I can just put the headphones on, put the music on, and just, imagine myself somewhere on the disco or on the stage. And this is exactly what gives me the blast. So it doesn't matter what mood I am in. As soon as I'm listening, as soon as I'm jumping around, I am happy. I'm in my own state of a blast. Kara, what about you?
Oh, dancing, yes. The one that comes to my mind is rocks. I had one of my clients ask me the other day, so they're like, so is like rocks your love language? And I go, maybe. But my son and I have a habit of, we try and go for a walk every day, right? That mental health walk, just to get out and get your body moving. So good. Also good for wearing out a toddler. And we like to collect rocks on our walk. So yesterday, after our walk, we came back and we picked out like 20 of our favoriteest rocks, and we covered them in clear glue so they were extra shiny. And it was a sticky, gooey, messy thing that, as soon as it dries, you just peel it off of your hands. And it was maybe a half hour of fun and maybe 5 minutes of setup and cleanup. And we woke up this morning, both of us went over and saw the pile of rocks, we're like, oh, look how pretty they are. So this one little thing that we do all the time led to this event that we happened that is now creating more micro moments of happiness. I like that kind of stacking, right? Like if you like to dance, then sometimes all you do is you put on the music and then you start dancing and then you're sweating and happy. And
then you take a shower and the moment of meditative state.
Yeah. Snowball that experience. Yeah.
Totally. Yes. I love it. Johnny, what about you?
Well, with me, you already know it's dancing as well, but to me, it has to be a specific dancing, a specific way. That's where it gets me in my happy place. And of course, lately it's been seeing my daughter grow. Simple as that. She just turned 17 on Saturday, and it's like, okay, now it's countdown for adulthood, and makes me happy to see the type of woman she has become.
I love it. So, Kara, I know you're our tool expert. What would be good tools that you can provide for people to have more of the blessed moments in their lives?
Ooh, love tools. I do, right? Use a tool, don't be a tool. Hey. So some of the tools, and they are so obviously simple, right? Just reflect. Literally think about what stuff gives you joy just because it gives you joy. And if you're an adult and you've been adulting a whole lot, maybe not kidding nearly as much as would be benefiting your life, think back to when you were a kid. What did you do when you had all of the free time? How did you choose were you a colorer? Were you a dancer? Did you play pretend? Did you like to play tag? Look at what you used to do to fill your time when you had all of the time in the world, and put some of that back in, because you still have all the time in the world if you use all of your world to set your time.
Oh my God, I love it. So deep. Hit the home. Totally. Love it. Johnny, how about you? Any
What with
tools
me?
that you are using yourself?
I'm gonna give you a tool that actually, and is more than a tool, is a realization, because I hear a lot of people stuck on the same thing that I was. A lot of people need a who to be happy. Forget about the who's. Figure how you can be happy, how you can be present for yourself. Because present for yourself is not like, oh, I'm here, I'm by myself, I'm meditating. Sometimes you can be meditating, your mind is elsewhere, your mind is at another issue, and that's not really helpful. When I mean present is like, for me, for example, there's nothing more fun than to go to the beach at 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning and just walk by myself. No people, no sounds, no nothing. So figure what makes you happy, and then start using all these other tools to make you even happier.
So cool, so cool. You know what? For me, as we are talking about it, I am not an artist. Like, I don't know how to draw, but both my kids are amazing at drawing. And I remember I had so much fun, right? Coming from, like our country where we didn't have much in the stores, coming to the States and going to this craft store like Michael's. I had such an experience. Like, who said, how old am I? What? Why? Right? I just go to all the tiles and it's like in a museum. Let me pick this, let me touch that, let me see. So much wonder what this is all about. And let me tell you, I had so much fun like creating them, like your own cards. Like we would pick the like the sheets, like all these different things. And with my daughter, with my son, I love like all these sticky things to put on the card, and it comes like so beautiful. So I didn't have to draw anything. I just literally different pieces together, and there was so much joy doing it. It's like, first of all, there was like the bonding time, the quality time that we had together, and at the same token, it was like just focusing on that project and just see how it's coming along, and then sending the pictures to all the family. Just look at us, what we've done. So that was like one of the moments of my blast. So, like, if I were to give the tool, I would say find your creative side. Find something that you love to do. It doesn't have to be something fancy. Even like for me, like I said, I don't know how to draw, but I know how to color. Just to sit with 200 different shades of pencils and just coloring all my beautiful life, right? So it just gives you, first of all, when you are in that state, it comes down your nervous system. You're like so focused, you are so tranquil, and it's kind of also a good tool to drift away from the reality and turn inside and just enjoy the moment. Kara, I see you're writing something. Tell us the wisdom.
Oh, I was thinking of a connection I have to make for you.
Oh, how cool.
But it goes into it's the, what got me thinking about it is the simplicity of it, is the getting out of our own way, and it makes me think about how we all carry around these backpacks full of other people's expectations. Some of it given to us by the most well-intentioned humans, and some thrown at us because other people couldn't handle their things and they wanted to put it on us. A little bit of all of the above. But we carry these backpacks around, and at the bottom of all of those rocks are the things that make us creative, that give us joy, that let us just do what we want to do because we want to do it for no other reason than because I said so. And we have to unpack a bunch of those other people's expectations so we can allow ourselves permission to do what makes us happy. It's like dealing with the mind mess so that you can manifest what it is that you really want to bring into your world.
Beautiful, beautiful. Johnny, what does it come for you?
From which aspect? Because there are many
Like what gives you that boost of like whatever activity besides dancing, like anything else pops for you? Because obviously we can kind of outline one thing, but there are so many.
Yes, for me, it would be somewhere in between going to art exhibits and reading. Somewhere in between those two realms that have nothing to do with each other, besides that they're in the artistic expression and education and getting more knowledge. Those are my two outlets. I have found that I have such a passion for learning. I think I'm gonna be an eternal student because there's so many things to love about life and learn about life. It's endless.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And it's like the more we know, the more we realize how much we do not know.
Mhm. I agree.
Right. So when we hear like sometimes it's funny when I hear somebody says, but I know it. Well, always come with that, mind of the beginner. No matter how educated we are on the area that we think we know, there is always something to learn. Johnny wanted to add something. I
Yeah, I
see.
want to add something because there's a lot of people that say, but I'm doing exactly that. But yes, in your head, you're doing exactly that.
Mhm.
Be humble enough to say, you know what? Maybe there's some truth about it. Let me go a little bit deeper. Like, let me see what am I missing, because that is another thing that sometimes stops our happiness on a halt. When you hear a lot of people telling you you're not good, you're not good, you're not good, and you're going, like Kara said, with good intentions to learn or do something, and you keep hearing people until one time your brain says, you know what, may not be that good. Or the opposite, you feel that you do everything great, that you have this amazing gift, and you don't have it. Be humble enough to recognize it. Both extremes are gonna get you to crash and burn one way or another. So be humble enough to be open to say, you know what? Let me see if I can see it from their perspective.
Totally.
Besides, Kara, I love your henna. I love the henna. Oh yes,
Oh, I
feel
just
like I should have
saw
always
that.
been here.
I noticed since the beginning, but that's really cool. That makes me happy.
Who did it for you?
I went to a event. I was speaking at a Rotary event up in Spokane, and one of the ladies was, I think, from Somalia, and she asked me, she's like, "Do you want henna?" I was like, yeah, I do. Yes.
That's
Could you tell?
Mhm.
I love
That's
it.
awesome. See, like all these little things make us, realize how beautiful the life is, right?
And I want to, so I have a phrase. I'm hoping this is a verbal tool that has helped me a lot maintain that, to JoJo's point in the comments, stay humble, right? It's hard sometimes to realize that humility doesn't have anything to do with about thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I say adulting is, like, #adulting is knowing, but not knowing until you know. And even when you know, there's no guarantee you're going to do what you know.
Totally.
There's a lot of no in that sentence, but the more I lean into that reality, the more I feel better that I don't know. And that's okay too.
Totally. I just love it. You know what? I just want everybody who's listening, and yay, Jojo, it's great to see you. Everybody who is listening or who is going to be listening later, like, what is your blast? We would love to know. Put it in the comments if you're watching, and if you're going to be watching later also, let us know. Because it's all about sharing.
Yeah, we're going to go for a mini commercial break. On the meantime, fill in your comments. If you have questions, this is the time. So we'll be right back. See you soon. Do you want to learn how to dance salsa and bachata? Well, now's your chance. We have 2 locations in Lake Worth and Commercial Boulevard in Florida. The first class is complimentary. All you have to do is sign up now.
Are you ready to meet the most important person in your life? Are you ready to have the date with yourself? How about learning what you're all about and what are your heart desires? For that, I invite you for my interactive workshop, Meet and Greet Your True Self, where you tap into your potential and understand what exactly you would like to create in your life.
Your circle should want you to win. Your circle should clap the loudest when you have good news. If they don't, get a new circle. Now, come and visit the website that is going to help you reach success. Yes, business success. taking care of business. Success is at your fingertips. What are you waiting for? It's not going to knock at your door. Come and visit at our website and book your clarity appointment now.
Woohoo! So cheerful. I love that commercial, the last one. It's just like, again, let's have the blast. Let's enjoy the life to the fullest. So continue our conversation. Nothing beats the blast. And what I wanted to bring to attention is we are the ones who can create that blast for ourselves. This is so important to understand. We do not have to depend on anybody. We do not have to wait for somebody when they have time, when they have desire. All it is, we are our own walking body. That's the way I always describe myself. I'm my own walking body. And I just do whatever I want, whatever makes me happy, to feel great, to feel excited about the life, and just to spread that happiness and love on anybody who comes around. Kara.
That's fascinating. So that's got me thinking about just on Tuesday, I had Angelica on to the Kara Method, the show on Win Win Women TV. And we talked about the hustle culture, right? Because that's been so alive for me recently. And supporting your an entire universe. You are literally an entire universe. When we scan at the micro level, they're like just the little nerve endings are like little creatures walking along these pathways inside. You're an entire universe. So choosing to do what is right for self is literally impacting an entire universe. And if you give yourself that kind of a blast, that kind of permission to have the extreme happiness that you absolutely deserve, not only does it impact your universe and create those pathways and behaviors within internally, but that ricochets out. We can literally track it in real time in what that looks like, how it impacts the other people around you. So it's not having a blast, going for the blast, finding the blast, sure, could be taken to a weird narcissistic negative space. But the odds are, if you're choosing to do things that make you genuinely happy so that you can be genuinely happy and put that in the world, that simply creates more genuine happiness globally. I can't imagine that wouldn't be a blast for everyone.
Yep.
You know what comes to me? I'm sorry, Johnny, before I forget, it's just like something in the moment that visits me, right? And I have to share. Knock, knock, knock. So, you know what it is? It's like when somebody starts to laugh, and I know myself, like when I start laughing, people cannot control themselves, because my laugh is to the point that people, start laughing from my laugh. So that's the thing, right? So when Kara says, just, bring that joy, that happiness to everybody. And when we exude that joy, everybody gets taking it, right? Johnny.
Oh, what I was going to add to what you said earlier and Kara just reported is that when you decide to do what makes you happy, there are boundaries. Please don't forget that that's the part that I guess Kara was trying to say, to the narcissistic side. It is not only about you. Make sure that if you make a decision for something that makes you happy, make sure you don't damage somebody along the way just because it makes you happy. Make sure you have a very clear understanding where your boundaries end and the other person's begin. Because there's a lot of people that unfortunately believe that being happy is enough of an excuse for being this misbehaved person. So I don't know if I put that clearly enough. So please remember that within respect, you can be happy. You can do a lot of things.
Yeah. If your happy harms somebody else, that's not great happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go, Jojo. So what is it that you do, Jojo? We want to
Yes.
know about what you do, Jojo.
Just a lighter hat.
You know what I was thinking about, like how many people feel ashamed like going back into their childhood and do things that are not appropriate to their age, right? Because you know what, it's just the realization, knowing that we all have that inner child inside of us, and that girl, the little girl or the little boy. So just read the comment.
No, we're listening. We're listening to you.
Yeah, so the little girl or the little boy that we have inside always wants more love, always wants to have fun. And that's exactly what we want to connect. So it's not about our physical age, it's about our inner state and who we are and how we want to actually show up in this world.
Baking. I got distracted by the comment.
Okay, and Jojo, you're in financial services, which is awesome. You're helping people, but your passion is baking. So, do you have like an online store? Are you in which state? How can we help you? How can we promote you? How can we make you happy?
And
So-
can we be besties? Because one of my passions is eating.
I told Georgia I'm gonna order once. She's gonna have, actually we are creating, she's my client, and we are creating her baking successful business.
Oh, nice,
Ooh.
Yes.
nice. Well,
No, if you want to make success into a business, finances are a part of that. That's
Yeah.
delicious marketing.
Totally.
yes.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
Jojo, feel free to post your information. How can people contact you? Where can people see your goods? If you have Instagram, if you have something that we can go ahead and give you a little shout out so people can reach out. I love it.
Northwest, what's up, girl? I'm on this side of the states too.
How
There
cool.
we go. Yeah, you're in great hands. Irina, she will guide you through the right channels. So that's awesome. California, one of these days I will visit. But yes, Kara is the one closest to you at this point because I'm in Florida. But please let us know this the second that you have something. Please let us know. Share. We're a community that we're open for entrepreneurs, and that's why we do everything we do.
Everybody likes sweets, right? Everybody likes baking stuff, like baked goods. Like, who would say no? So, Georgia, keep producing, and we are going to be consuming for sure.
Perfect.
There we
Awesome.
go. Awesome, Jojo. So keep us posted. On the meantime, now that we have one person is following their passion, we would love to hear about everybody else who's listened to this pre-recorded show. What are your passions? How can we help you? And also, what made you happy today?
Yay! I love it. What makes us happy every day, right? It's such a good question. Like, I wonder how many people even reflect on that or register in their heads, right? I think we are prone to remember more about the bad things than about the good things. Good things are just kind of, okay, it's there. But when it's something bad, it's like everybody has to know about it.
That's literally the dynamic idiot in our brain. That is our brain.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's designed for dynamic adaptation. It's designed to receive a problem, come up with a solution. Like, we're baked for that. Unfortunately, that also means that we have baked in pathways that look for problems.
Yay.
And we're really good at looking for problems, almost to distraction. Where when things are going good, we start looking for the problem. When things are going wrong, we look for more problem. We spend a lot of life as human beings looking at and looking for problems. So you literally have to change. You have to choose happy so you can start looking for and finding solutions. looking for and finding the blast, the thing that makes you happy, and retrain your dynamic idiot to look for the good in what is going on so that you can become aware of it.
And if I may add to what you're saying, is not only about, retraining that side, it's also about figuring out who's in your tribe. I had to let go a lot of people, which I am happy to have let go. And I'm not saying it in a nasty way. It's just that we're holding back my education, my learning, my figuring out life. And now that I have the proper tribe around me, things are way different. I don't have, Kara mentioned one thing, but I'm gonna say it. If you know somebody, or you're that somebody that you hear something and you have to think like, did they mean this? Did they mean that? Or did they mean this other thing? If you're always in that guessing game of what they meant, you may not be working with the right people, because you should be able, if the people's in your tribe, like for example, Kara, Irina, somebody from our group tells me something, I take it exactly for face value for what they're saying. I don't overthink it. I don't guess it. It is what it is, period. But most people get stuck on that whole thinking of, did they really mean this? Did they really mean that? Or should I be doing this? Was that a warning? Was that an ultimatum? No, sometimes it's just what they're saying. And if the people that are around you are not making you or giving you that reassurance for that mental health that we all need, let them go. Either talk to them first, otherwise just let them go. Because in order to be happy, we cannot putting more rocks in our backpack to take it to Kara's point at the beginning.
Beautifully said.
Ooh, yeah, I love this. A lot of people don't know how to be positive. They're actually happier being negative because it's comfortable. It's familiar, not even comfortable. It's familiar. It's what they know. So it's easier to turn into that negative Nancy because that's the pathway that's been reinforced literally for generations. Yeah.
Since the caveman.
Yeah, literally. Yes.
You
and I
know
love
what?
the losing people thing. Well, and not even that you lose people, but that I think of it as putting them in different buckets, right? So there are people who, if I do start to question what it is that they are saying, hello.
Hello.
I have to go find out who that is on my page. Just came up as a user. Love that. Where was I? I got distracted by comments. But putting people in different buckets. So one of the things that I have discovered is that the more I lean into having the right people around me, and the people that move away, the people who do question that, or even in questioning it, get upset that there was a question, like, how dare you question things? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought, okay, that's fair. That doesn't make either of us a bad person. It doesn't make either of us wrong or a problem. It just means that needs to be in a different bucket, because that's going to take a different amount of energy and time and space for that relationship. And it doesn't get to be in the bucket of ease and comfort. It's got to go into this, got to have conversations, got to work through, got to process. And that made it so I didn't feel like I was losing anyone anymore. I was simply releasing them to go
Yes.
find the ease for them as well.
Kara, that was the word I wanted to give you when you said not necessarily losing. And I was about to say releasing. And look how the collective consciousness works. It's just like we feeding off each other information. This beautiful, magical. And what I wanted to say, coming back to like saying why we always think of the negative, how about spending the same energy and time the other direction, right? Okay, you allowed to think negative, but always add on that positive side. At least it's gonna stay on the neutral. When, like we spent that hour dwelling on something, let's spend another hour about talking about something that we enjoy, something that gives us more life and actually happiness.
Mm-hmm. It is important to actually put that energy, because as we all have said, people people gravitate to the negative just because where we all tend to go. But we usually don't put that effort, that conscious effort into going, just like Irina said, into the other direction. the positive side. Because believe it or not, if you start looking at your life, think about the biggest tragedy in your life. Okay? For some people, maybe breaking up with somebody, losing a family member, losing a job, etc., etc., etc. If you really think about it, how events have turned from that day till now, I bet you will find something good that has come out from it that wouldn't have happened if that situation did not happen in your life.
Kara, you wanted to say something, I see.
You do. I went to go find out who was commenting. Hi, Randy. And she posts in here, personal acceptance and boundaries are one of the most important parts of manifestation, which I think applies. It's as if choosing that blast, choosing that joy for you gives you permission to allow that for other people.
Totally. So true.
Yep. And if I may add to Jojo, when one door closes, another one will open. Don't beat down the closed doors, but also remember, as entrepreneurs, if the door doesn't open, look up. There might be a window open. We're entrepreneurs. We actually are looking things from different perspectives. So we actually don't wait for the doors sometimes to open for us. We look for the windows. We look for the halfway open doors. So be ready to look for that. Always have that extra what if, and then go for it.
But
I would smash that door. Simple.
I think of that, what is it, Katy Perry, who does the song, and she's like, maybe all the doors are closed because you're supposed to walk down that hallway to the other side.
That too. That is true too. What we're trying to say is don't stop. Whatever you're going, don't stop.
That's not your door, pick another. Go through a window, go down the hallway, do the Kool-Aid girl and just pass through the wall, whatever it is.
Yes.
I love it. It's like a completely different perception of life, right? When we stopped reacting on the rejection and whatever is happening not in our favor, realizing that it is actually in our favor. But at that moment, we are not seeing that. It's going to reveal to us at some point later. And then we can connect the dots and say, aha, now I understand why that situation that I wasn't loving was presented to me, because there was something for me to experience better and also to learn the lesson, right?
Yes. And that's the most important thing. If you can actually learn a lesson, either from a happy situation or from a sad situation, you already won. That itself, it's a token that you're going to put in your pocket for the rest of your life.
It's back to that, but you don't know.
Yep.
So guys, how about the blast of like getaway or travel or exploring? How is everybody feeling about it? I could read it with Kara's face.
Adventure. I love adventure so much. We actually have the word adventure strung on a thing right through the middle of my living room. And we make a point of having an adventure every single day. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm so bougie and fancy that it's like some fantastic Tahitian vacation. No, when I say adventure, I literally mean like we go out in the yard and fight a pretty rock. Or we're going to the grocery store today. What an adventure!
Totally. It's all what you are making out of it, right?
Yeah.
It's because you can be on the fancy island with the fancy drink and still feel miserable. And you can just, like walk in the supermarket and pretend that you are somewhere in the La La Land, meeting these, creatures of unknown substance, right? Everything lives in our imagination and how we want to approach it.
That is true. So I think Kara mentioned this is Ryan, right?
Randy.
Yep. Randy. So connect with Kara. Let her know. We'll figure it out. We'll bring you over. We would love to hear about your book, and how to embrace your authentic self and see how many more people can we impact with it. So
I already
let's
ordered your book.
connect.
It's on the way to me.
Yeah. All right. So you see, that is what we talk about, the mentality of open windows. Shoot your shot. You will never know if you don't shoot your shot. So,
Totally.
Randy, thank you. We look
Shot
forward to
man,
having you over.
green net. Ew.
Keep participating, and just wanted to mention something. I was today just about opening the door. So today I was like on one of the masterminds that I attend, and nobody showed up but me, and we've done so much one-on-one work. And that woman told me, you see what happens when you just show up? And I said, basically play full out, and that's exactly what you are gonna get. I had literally one-on-one class. That was amazing.
Perfect.
That works. You say that's the part that I always tell people, show up. You will be sometimes happily rewarded with life just by showing.
Totally.
Ladies,
That's, you know what? That's what I said to my son. He's like, I don't like school. And I said, listen, just if you go there to the classes and listen to what the teachers are saying, you're already like 95% of the game.
And yep, I agreed. So would you like to add anything else? Would you like to put anything together? Would you like to extend this topic for next Thursday?
I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful topic. There are a lot of other things, right? Like exploring, see what exactly makes your life the unforgettable experience, right? So just remember that it's all about those moments when we have our heart racing or our spirit is just soaring, and we just feel that excitement and thrill and creating these beautiful, beautiful memories. So it doesn't have to be grand. It could be something simple, as long as we love it, as long as we feel joyful and fulfilled, and we just celebrate the life, every moment of our life.
Which lines with this comment from Randy again, right? So if we're going to lower that national suicide rating, celebrate life. Celebrate your life because you belong, you matter, and the world is better for having you in it. And if you're not sure, I can get you connected to Randy and we'll start building that courage.
That is absolutely necessary. People, there's always somebody that is going to be missing you and loving you 1,000% for the way you are. You are more than enough. So until next Thursday, and Ryan, we look
Have a
forward.
blast.
Yeah. Have a blast, everyone.
You're having a blast. Woo-hoo.